All right. Doc here from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We get more sunlight now going into the new year. We're only 4 trading days away for this year to be over with. And it's been a long 4 days or 3.5 days. It's a big holiday in the States here. So, it's been anytime the markets are closed, I'm happy and it's wonderful. And I'm, just happy that everybody's happy about having a holiday, and the holiday itself is, wonderful for everybody. Anyhow, here we are, and it is a sleepy Tuesday. And I think some of the European exchanges are still closed. And, it's just that's that nature of it all. Let's see what the chat line looks like this morning. Or see, it's morning. Hey, Robin. Robin. It was a good 3 days off. I loved it. And it was nice. Even night trading didn't start in anything except for like gold and silver and oil and heating oil. And that was it. Everything else, night trading was off. Currencies look relatively quiet. Saw the message about Benny and the Jets. Dun, dun, dun. Yes, Benny. Benny, where are you, Benny? Where'd you go? Where are you? Okie dokie. So there's the dollar index. You can see it right there, trading at 101.34 at 38. I guess the wildest song of all. I can see a couple reasons, but we'll talk about them here. But the dollar index, there's that talk of 6 rate cuts going into 2024. We don't necessarily see it. We see maybe 3 at most. But that's not going to stop the market. And the bond traders, they may be looking out 6 months to a year. So in other words, they're looking at Mr. Trump being the next president of the United States. And so they're saying, the polls have never been this big. Never. And you got to figure that Mr. Trump won the most votes as a president ever, a sitting president ever. Sitting president, meaning he was president of the United States. He got 10 million more votes than the last time. Usually it goes the other way. Usually people go, I've had enough of this guy. But no, so he got 10 million more votes in his second election. And, just through procedure and process, Mr. Biden won, and that's the way it goes. And do I believe Mr. Biden can even get remotely more votes? Yes, they're going to do it again through procedure. The problem is for them, we all know Mr. Trump is going to do the same thing now, which he didn't do last time. So, more than likely, Trump wins by 10 million votes this time around, no matter what numbers they come up with. And believe me, they're going to be historical in size. Historical, enormous. And the polls show Mr. Trump beating him everywhere. He's getting clocked. Even starting to leak into some of the places you wouldn't expect, like California and New York City and so forth. It's so frustrating anymore with Mr. Biden and what he's been doing that I think the bond market is interpreting a successful run by Mr. Trump, and I think that's why the other 3 cuts out of the we can see possibly 2 to 3 without a doubt, but six they're looking at something else down the road, and that's how bond traders work. And when you look at the dollar index there, you see it's at 101.33 at 38. Now it's a 34 bid. You can see over here on where's it at? Right there. There's the J4X one. No, I'm sorry. That's J4X right there. You can see all that red. And bing. There it is. It's dropped down nicely. It's a nice drop, but it's not taking out this low. It's barely taking out this low. And you can see the fast is at 16.4, and the slow as at 19.3. So still dropping, and there's still pressure, and there's still red. Now you see over here on the beta, you can see there it's been 4 days in a sell. Let's see what else we got going on here. We got the weekly, 10 full weeks in a sell. A lot of pressure. over on the what is it, the old platform that we follow. Let's put it up on the screen right there. You see the same thing. You see 4 solid days down. What else do you see? You see, no, is that four? Yeah, 4 days down, and you can see that it's been in a weekly sell now for a total of 8 weeks. So there's a lot of pressure going on there. It's happening over here, and it's happening over here. You see it, and so uh, I think that the dollar is doing what it's supposed to be doing, and that is drifting low. After Super Tuesday in March, I think we're going to see, more weaker dollar again. Then they may start anticipating a growing U.S. economy, and buyers may start to come in on the dollar again. In other words, when, under Mr. Trump, the dollar went to like 115, 114 and change. So it wouldn't surprise me if we got into the high 90s, that it found a way to turn around again. So that's where we stand at this point. And so that's the story with the dollar index. And that's, like I said, it's had a lot of people confused, not sure how to deal with it. They know that it's overpriced, the dollar. I know it's overpriced. The currency traders know it's overpriced. But unfortunately, there's not many places to be able to park money. That's what the problem is. There's nowhere else to go. Where to go, where to go, where to go. All right. So from there, we dance our way over to the euro. Let's see what the euro looks like. And it's a euro dollar pairs trade right there. And you can see it's been holding up nice. Hasn't challenged that big number up in there in the 27s, or no, 12.7, I'm sorry, 12.7, 112.7. But it's looking pretty fine, nice little bounce there. That's the way it should be rolling along. Take a look at it on the J4X, not J4X, we just saw the J4X. And you can see also the fast stochastics at 78.6, and the slow is at 80.4. So it's trying to show some weakness again. And let's take a look at it over here, over there. The Yanks are coming. We're going to look at it on the futures contract right there. And there it is. Showing more strength again. You can see the 4 solid days, right? Ciao. 4 solid days. You can see the weekly holding up very fine. That's Friday's close basically right there. We'll see by the end of the day what today looks like. And over here, where are we here? We're going over here. We're going to go take a look at it on the old platform and see how it is participating. Well, let me grab my zinc pill while I think about it. Still fighting my cold. Indeed, indeed. Zinkaroo, Zinkola. Let me just take a sip. Let's put it up over here. Right there. Here it comes. There it is right there. There's the euro. No, that's the experiment. The great experiment is still being experimented on. There it is right there. The euro, pretty much unchanged from Friday. Just a little bit. The high is a little bit lower, but just kind of quiet. And as you can see, the weekly looking okay. It's dropped under the manifold, the slow, but the fast has picked back up again. So that's the next shoe to drop. Like I said, I think you're going to see the dollar still drift south. And then after Super Tuesday, in about 3 months, I think we're going to start to see, As Mr. Trump shows all the success that he's had and how much he's polling, and it's all falling into favor, then I think you're going to start seeing the markets stare at the idea of a Trump economy again. And boy, did they love that economy. And that's going to be a challenge because Mr. Biden is being beaten hard in the polls and by Mr. Trump in every state and all the swing states and so forth, and Republicans are winning around the country in local elections, and the momentum is just really hard to get stopped. So, and that's what I think the six interest rate cut of the Fed futures contract is reflecting. Is they're reflecting Mr. Trump coming home, coming back here. All right, now from there, let's see. From there, we go over to the cable, and there's the cable, and you see there just a little weakness, nothing major, but it's in a buy for the last 3 days. The weekly is still holding up down in here. Let's see, where's that mouse at? There it is, down in here. It's holding up. Over here is right there. Right there, there it is. There we go. That's where it's at. And that's exactly the slow, steady drift. You can see the fastest at 52, the slow's at 46. So it's showing strength still trying to penetrate up. We got a little red action going on there. I'm sure that'll disappear. Same as you can see right here. It's above the zero line. It's green. It's just flattened down a little bit. It's still in that weekly buy right there. So that is the nature of the action. And let's see what it looks like on Mr. and Mrs. Beta. And that would be 6B, 6BBBBBBBB right there. And this is the futures contract, the British pound, dollar British pound, or in this case it's British pound dollar pair. And so you can see there, it's green, it's moving up, right? Oh, you can't see that. Let's show you that. Right there. You see right there, green. And the weekly, green, closed out last week with no problem. And we'll see how it's playing today. Obviously, you can see on here, it's dipping down. So obviously, it'll show the same thing on the beta tomorrow. This time tomorrow, we'll be able to see it. All right, now from there, we go over and see the Swissy. Let's see how Mr. and Mrs. Swiss is doing. Dollar Swiss. And that looks like it's going to really penetrate into some real good low areas. Look at that. Making the 86 now become the ceiling in a sense. You can see it's just a little strength here on the weekly, but the fast of the weekly signal is below the manifold there, and the slow is below it also, and the histogram is at it and below it. So it's showing that same action. It's showing that they definitely want to own more Swiss, and it is a good place to run too. I mean, it's about the 5th most active currency in the world, so it's like twice as active as the Chinese currency. So that basically tells you something. And you can see that slow, steady go. Let's see what the J4X shows us on the... There it is. The fast is trading at 32. The slow is trading at 21. And so it's trying to do a little bounce. Boing. Boing. But it's got the red, so it's protecting it and telling you to stay flat to down. And this one over here is telling you down, 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 down. It's going down. And that is the action. Anything you want to look at, traders? As I sniffle through to my webinar, you want to look at any particular product? We're getting halfway through the currencies because we'll do like the yen, and then we'll go do the the Great Experiment. That's 2, and we'll drift over to the South African Rand, and then we're going to drift over to the Canadian. But if you want to see something, give us a shout. Let's see what you'd like to see. What you would like to do. What to do, what to do, what to do. All right. Give you some time to think about that. And so, let's see, where are we at here? We are at the yen. Let's go jump to the yen. And the market has a yen for the yen. And there it is, dollar yen right there. You can see it's kind of triangle. It looks like a triangle developing right there. Fast is at 19.7. The slow is at 23. So looks like it's trying to do a little bounce there. There it is. So there is, where is it at there? There is the yen right there. And as you can see on the yen, you see it, bouncing slow and steadily down. You can see the weekly down. You see the, just like we see on J4X where it's trying to press down. But the slow is, basically making it clearer. And the the Hinky Ashkis are making it clear. There's pressure on the yen on the positive way. Remember, when the yen goes down against the dollar yen pair, it's making money for the yen. There's less yen to a dollar, and vice versa. If it was the yen dollar pairs trade like we use it on the futures contract here in the States, that would mean the opposite. It means that when it's going down, it's losing. So, the yen is making some money against the dollar again today. You can see on the chart on the right, it's just on the edge. There's not a lot of push and shove. Let's see. And there it is right there. So that is the yen against the dollar. And then from there we go over to the great experiment. Let's see what the great experiment is doing today. We did accidentally pop it up on the screen. So we know one thing. It's at another all-time high. All-time high. And there it is right there. The high today is over the 32.5. The slow is at an all-time high closing of 32.32, almost 32.33. So that pressure is doing the same over and over again. It just keeps on showing that the great experiment by former Prime Minister, now President of what's the name of the country again? Turkey, is obviously it's a failure for their currency, but it's a winner for the foreign investors. And that's maybe what he's trying to do. He wants to bring in the foreign investors. And if they invest, then they will, he's already made an announcement over a year ago now that he guarantees if you buy yen, Turkish lira, that the government will buy it off of you at a higher price. So you automatically win. So the question is, what do you purchase with it? And that's the biggest question of all. What is worthy of purchasing for an international client? All right. No questions so far. Interesting. So from there, we march our way over to the South African Rand, and we're going to go check that out. We're going to throw that up on J4X. Let's see, dollar ZAR. There it is. 3 days in a buy. Fast is at 60.54. The slow is at 50.2. So we're assuming that the metals contract, it didn't do it on Fridays, but let's see if it's doing it today. And that is moving down. Losing money. Moving down against the dollar. But no, we're not. We're still seeing that daily buy. This is going on the 5th day. It's still in the weekly buy, not caring. Not at all. It's been in a weekly buy for 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 weeks. It's been in a buy. So they're not that concerned. They are definitely not that concerned. And then let's do this. We'll go take a look at, that's gold. Gold. Let's go over and take a look at silver. And there is the silver. And that's been a daily buy for 4 days. And it's flirting on the edge, but still has not broken through that weekly. Let's see how it looks over here on, where is it at? Right there. That's curious. The beta is, let's fix that. Let's make that bigger too. There it is. So the beta is reflecting weakness right there. And there's the beta. And there's the weekly. It's closed last week. Looks like it's dipping underneath. We'll see if it survived it or it lifted back up again. Tomorrow will let us know on that. And so there is the silver. Now we'll go over to the copper and see. I saw that the Asian markets were firm except for the Chinese markets.
Data connection
they
lost.
were down. They are trapped between a rock and a hard
Market
place.
data
It seems
connection
like to me.
re-established.
So there it is right there. There's copper. And copper was down on Friday. It is up today. And it's coming through the buy side at this point. It's starting to get there. But I was surprised to see the Chinese markets. Both of them were down today. And there you can see 2, 4, right there. There's 6. This is going to the 7th week in a buy. 7 weeks in a buy. Buy. Everybody's hoping for China to lead the market. And I keep on telling people, it can't lead a market. It can follow a market. It can benefit from a strong American economy and look like it's doing great. But no, that's not it. What's this? Christmas is canceled. Scuffles arrest in New York City as pro-Palestinian protesters storm Manhattan. Woo doggy. Didn't know they got that noisy. I've been seeing advertisements on TV saying "Free Palestine from Hamas." So I'm not sure what's going on there. Parading in a blue-red mock nativity scene through the streets along with puppets of Israeli PM. Huh. Interesting. And that shut down New York City. How about that? No joy in genocide. Well, I guess they don't recognize the people that lead them. Somehow or another, they seem to be disconnected from reality. I guess that's normal. Alrighty, from there, just saw that news. That's a little wild. So from there, let's see right there, and we have, what else do we have going on in the world of noise? Besides, let's take a look at the platinum too. Let's see right there. We go to the platinum. Save that too. There's the copper. And let's find the platinum. There is the platinum. Kind of flat today. Still in a weekly buy for 2 full weeks. Going on a third, and it's been in a daily buy for, there's 5 days. There's 10 days, going on 11 days. So we're seeing, I as I've said for weeks now here, I don't know how anybody can short this product. They better own calls when they short it, because It's going to have like a snapback, like an alligator trying to eat chicken. Yes, indeed. Yummy chicken. All right, from there we go over to two. Right there, and we go into the, let's see, the heating oil. Heating oil? Oh, no, we're done there. Okay, well, yes, we can go into the energy sector. So we'll put crude oil there, and it's up a little bit today. It's in the 70s. The back month is what is that? The March contract, and that's in the 70s also. 74. Both of them are in 74, and the front month is just got a 10 cent discount. But you can see at the bottom of the box. Let's show you that. Right there, at the bottom of the box, it's trying to climb into the buy. So there's a little buying going on, and I understand, as much as Mr. Biden is trying to stop us from drilling, I understand that we have reached our maximum production level. So he's allowing drilling going on, and we don't know about it. That's why we're seeing the prices drop. And he doesn't want to tell anybody. That's the only good part about Bidenomics, is letting more people drill oil. I knew we could, the blind squirrel will find a nut, or a broken clock will be right twice a day. All right. From there, what else we got going on here? We'll go over to the metals contracts, to the energies. Let's put up the Canadian dollar paired against the American dollar, right there, and it's been dropping and dropping and dropping. And normally that puts pressure on the upside, and you can see here it's climbed, but it's kind of stalling at this point too, because we've been in a weekly sell. So with all this dropping in price right there, it's been not helping. Let's see what the weekly looks like on this. Right there. So Canadian is trying to get into the weekly as we watch and wait for it to start stirring. We'll put it up over here too, just to get a quick idea. Right there. Still in that weekly sell. So it says to us that there should be strength in it, and in a dollar, U.S. dollar, Canadian pair. And so you can see here, fast is at 6.4, and the slow is at 5. Let's see, where is it? 5. No, it's at 10. So it's still seeing that pressure on the downside. Let's see. So let's now put North Sea Brent up on the screen. All right. So there it is right there. Brent. North Sea oil right there. Trading at $79.47 offered, 43 cents bid for. That pressure seems to be drifting up like everything else. Let's see if we can put it over here on the beta. Beta. And right there, BZF. And so let's see what we have right here. BZF. And there is, no, that's not it. It's BZF, and it's definitely not showing a quote. So we've got to go to the BZ equals F right there. There's the BZ equals F, and it's almost touching $80. You can see all that green right there. You will in a few seconds if you don't see it now. There it is. All that green right there, all the daily showing very firm buying for the last 8 days, is it now? No, 7 days. And you can see the weekly is coming up onto the zero line. We'll see where it closes tonight because that's Friday's close. And so tomorrow morning when you tune in, you'll see it on beta. Indeed, Mr. and Mrs. Beta. All right. Let's see what else we got going there. No one's asking any questions there, so it's really quiet. Let's take a look at the news. Naughty or nice? Nope, no thank you. Let's see. Boris was right not to trust COVID panic purview. Neil Ferguson. Okay. And world's most dangerous combination, China and Russia. Okay. Yuan overtakes yen for fourth place. Oh, look at this. We got a currency story. And that is interesting. Let's see. Down from 3.91. They're saying it's the fourth active currency in the world now. Interesting. Let's put that up on the tape so you can see what I see. Can you see what I see? Do 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 do. A currency, a currency. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Okay, so where do we go from here? We go right to there. Do 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 do. Not there. We're gonna find it. Not there. All right, let's just punch it in. There we are. All right, hedge. DG, there we go. And here you're going to see the story I'm seeing, which is interesting. Right there. Let's see what they say about this. This is interesting. So let's move this over onto the screen. And let's move this over to here. Now you see what I see. Yen overtakes, or Yuan takes over yen for fourth place in global payments. Interesting. In global payments, all right. So let's see who is number one. Dollar. And you know this is always the classic. This is global payments. This is not everyday trading. So it's 47% of the world payments is done with dollars. Another 23% is done with euros. That makes it 70% right there. And then the British pound makes it up to 70, almost 78%. And then you can see the Chinese yuan is at 4.61. The Japanese is at 3.41. Canadian at 2.3. Australian at 1.57. This is in payments. That's interesting. So what is it? Yuan share in global payments makes it the number 4. That's pretty good. Good for them. I wonder why the volume is down though. So we still see under 3.5% of volume in the world. So I guess let's see, yuan global payments. So they're just paying more with the yuan, and then they convert it whenever they convert it. So that's what it comes down to. Maybe everybody wants to be short this stuff. I don't know. That could be the reason why we see this story. Not the story itself is the reason why the story exists. You know, because of this is from the SWIFT system. Interesting. Okay. So that is, where do we get out of this? Like there. There it is right there. The share of yuan as a global payment currency climbed to 4.6. Not actively trading. Let's see if they mention the breakdown of the most, you know, how much currency they trade. Let's see. There's a sharp devaluation through 223. Won has been on a steady march upward through 223, having started the year with 1.19 share in January. The November reading to the won was the highest since Swift began compiling the information in 2010. Well, I don't know what that really means more than the idea is that when you buy something in China, I guess you need one somewhere along the line. So they've sold some good size inventory, and that puts them in the fourth spot. That's not volume now. Unfortunately that's not volume. We need the volume of daily trading. Let's see if we can find that, because I think that's what I watch. Is that whenever it comes out, is I always like to, describe it, I guess you could say. And there it is right there. You can see that's the dollar CAD, because we were watching the energy sector. But I thought that story was well worth. Let's explore that a little bit more. Let's see. So we want to go to the won. Let's see. 111. CNY, isn't it? Why don't I not see that? I guess I've took it out of there? That's kind of odd. Huh. Let's see if we can find this. Let's put it up over here on J4X. Daily. Let's see, it's right up in here in the dollar side of it. Right there. There's the Chinese yuan. Now, what I want to see, if I can find the volume. What is the volume? World currencies volumes. Let's see if we can find that. Forex volume of the world. There we are. Let's see what that says. I thought we had the one in there. Of the world. All right. Turnover global foreign exchange markets reached 7.5 trillion per day in April of 22. Interesting. Global foreign exchange market in a high volatility. It's daily volume in 39 different currencies. Here we go. Sure, no. Right there. So you have the dollar. There's the dollar. So what is that? 6.6 trillion? I guess that's what it is. Of it all. How many? 7 trillion a day. And the United States does 7. It does like 7 trillion a day. Is that what it is? 6.6. Europe does 2.9. Japan does 1.2. British pound is almost a trillion. I'm sorry. 968, and then they got CNY. See, look at this. There it is right there. CNY is 526, and Swiss is now 4. So Swiss has moved out of that position of being number 5. It is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's taken over the position of number 5. Okay, not bad. I guess if you're doing your payments in it, which is obviously an important thing, that would make it move that way, the right way. That is the answer to it. So, what else we got going on here? Let me take a sip of the coffee. And let me check the chat line again. Seems like nobody's chatting today. No chatty chat. There you go. There we are. So from there, we go back to the Canadian. We'll look at more energy. We showed you that Brent was in the almost 80 now. Right there, it was 79 and change. There it is, 80.06. So we're seeing Brent lift. Put it up over here. We see, where we see. There is crude oil there. And then we go over to here. Let's get rid of that. Minimize that. Park that there. And where's my beta? Oh, beta. Okay, let's get rid of that. And let's put in the Brent. BZF, it's in there now. As you can see. There's the BZF. What you see is it's still in a daily buy for the last 7 days. And the weekly is trying to turn up. You see the fast already moving there. And we have another day to go. You can see down below. Friday's close was in a sell. Let's take a look at it over on J4X. That'll give us a little flavor also. All right, Brent, where are you? There you are. There's Brent. And let's put the weekly in there. So, it's going on a second week of a buy. So that's pretty cool. Our beta has not jumped over that yet, but it might. We'll see. Remember, that's Friday's close. This is not showing, so ours is lagging there for the moment. Righty. Now let's take a look at natural gas. All right. Here's natural gas. You can see it's trading in the 260. Was it $2.37 bid at 37.6? So that's the pressure there. Let's check it out over here. There it is. And it's still staying. I guess it got pushed into the buy there on Friday. Let's just double check it here. And there is the natural gas. Okay, that looks great. Yeah, that looks right. So we got the natural gas moving up. And then, guess what? Before the holiday, I think we saw the energy company down in Spain trading at almost $27. See what that's doing. Put it up on J4X so you can see that. Let's save this. See, so right there. And now we shift over to this again, and it's right there. And let's put it up over here. Right there. There it is. And we're at 27.03, so it's just like Friday. Very tight. Actually, look at that. The looks like it's trying to move up on the daily. We got a green and red dot. There's some pressure on the beta. So they're really pushing on that to try to move up. You can see the weekly We'll know at the end of the day if it closes in the weekly sell. That's interesting right there. Let's check it out on J4X itself. Right there. And there it is. You can see the fastest trading at was at 30, and the slows at 57. So that pressure is on. We're seeing that price try to move down again. All right, let's find that right there, and right there. And where else do we go? That's Spain. So now we have a good idea of what the cost of natural gas is in Europe. Now we'll go through all the stock indices and get out of here, since no one's asking any questions. All right, let's go over to. Let's read to here. There's the S&P 500. Let's put it up on the screen. Let's get the daily in there too. Let's see. There is the S&P 500 right there. And so you see that's still perking up. Daily's at 70. The slow on the daily is at 56.9. You see over here we're pushing back into that daily buy. And you can see over here we are very comfortable in that weekly buy. And then we slide over to, where's it at? NASDAQ 100. Right there. There it is right there. And you can see there, that's the Tech 100 climbing into a daily buy also. And been in that long weekly buy now this is the 9th starting week of it. So that pressure is, this is the tech companies, the most aggressive type companies that are, powering the modern economy, what is it, combinations of processors, chip processors and manufacturers, the software companies like a Microsoft or Google, search engines, content. It's just like they're just holding that, perking it up, and up. Then we go and look at the grand lady of them all, and that is the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Right there underneath it. You see the same situation, daily buy moving up. Weekly buy, no problem, showing strength. Put it up on J4X right here. See that strength there. So still looking good, looking on the upside. There's that upside pressure. And when you see the Fed funds futures pressing 6 rate increases going into next year, ending in next year, and then at the same time, you see the U.S. stock market, he had to come over and say something. Because Santa Claus has that power to do so. All right. From there, we go over to the Russell 2000, which is hanging around at the 2000 mark, which is very impressive, showing strength. There it is there. 2000.063. You can see it's in the daily buy for, what is that, 3, I guess that's where it went into the buy, so it's the third day. Weekly, same situation. We're looking at 2, 4, 6, 7 full weeks now, starting on a 7th week in the weekly buy. Again, not interested in backing off, is it? And then we look at the last of them all, and that is the Bitcoin itself. This is the ETF. So they're getting ready to list this fund, and it looks like it's going to be one of the best ways to trade the ETF. And you can see there, it's also holding up firm. It's a little down for the day, nothing major, and so we're seeing strength in every which way, which is very positive. And that is no other way to look at it. They're saying China is going to interfere in the 2024 presidential election. Interesting. All right. Now, from there, that's it. I showed you the Bitcoin there. We've shown you the Russell 2000. Let me just go look at that Russell 2000 again. I think I zoned out a little bit on it. I think it was at 2060 and change. Just want to look at it one more time. Yeah, it's 64. That's it. So, overall, the buying, because of the projection from the bond traders, is telling us that they want to be long more than they want to be wrong. That's really it. I'm a little curious. Not sure I'm totally convinced we're going to see that much strength going into the new year, but we'll see. And that's the way it always is too. It finds a way to figure out, how the tax situation, the new year, and all that. How does that really work in the end? And that is really what it comes down to. All right, now I guess what we have to do is come up with a name for today, and I guess we know for sure is that we talked about the increase in China using their currency to buy things, which is good. Their volume hasn't really picked up that much, but it has to pick up something. I haven't seen a new volume indicator that's telling us anything more than what it was. It's behind Switzerland in volume still, but when it comes to payments, it's ahead of it, which makes sense. Because, you're talking about an 8 million person economy in Switzerland and a 1 billion economy in China. So they should have higher payments. So what they've done is they've kind of moved just a little bit past the yen when it comes to payment systems. All right, now, again, the title of today's webinar is going to be, what are we going to call this? Stocks look firm. Holiday action starting slow, something like that. I like that. That could be something. That could be a good title. Holiday markets starting slow. That seems right to me. All right, traders. This is Doc from North America. We will be here tomorrow, same time, same channel. So everybody have a safe and smart trading day. Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. Later, traders.